next episode of the Drunken Podcast. I'm Corie, here with Justin.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Justin here with the Drunken Podcast.
And we're here with Patrick today.
Hello, how's it going?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Good, dude. Just, do you mind if I tell a story real quick before we start that happened today that I was pretty embarrassed about?
Yeah, hold on, wait. Let's everybody open their beers. 3, 2, 1.
Sweet.
All right, everybody take a drink.
Drinking up. All right.
I went down the wrong. Sorry.
Went down the wrong too.
Go ahead, Patrick. Tell your story.
Yeah, so I accidentally called an old lady today, sir. That was pretty weird.
Mm-hmm.
I was, I work at a grocery store. And so I was like, some guy asked me, hey, how do you know if the cantaloupes are ripe? I was like, I don't know. Let's ask this gentleman over here. Hey, sir, how do you know? And then she spoke, and I was like, fuck. I was like, that was a mistake.
Jesus.
So that happened today. That was something. That was
All
weird.
right. Okay, so we're gonna start. Let's talk about some fast food, dude. I had some taco time this week, right? I haven't had taco time probably about 2 years, and I fucking love taco time. Taco time is
so
the
much.
shit. Justin,
That is, we have one right down the road from where me and Anna moved in.
Mhm.
Yeah, shit's good.
Justin, go ahead and for the people that don't know what taco time is, why don't you describe it for us?
Taco time is like the holy grail of fast food. You think In-N-Out is good? No. You think Five Guys is good? No. Hell, like I will willing to say that it's better than Dick's. Like, and for those that don't know, Dick's is a burger chain in Seattle. It's renowned, but Taco Time is like the freshest Mexican food like ever created in a fast food kitchen. And,
Whoa.
Love it.
I think that's a pretty bold statement there. Because you're looking at two different chains here. You're looking at burgers, which is like Americana versus some.
But here's the thing.
Dude.
You're gonna walk out of a burger restaurant or any fast food restaurant with a burger feeling like ass because it's just greasy and fucking just.
Oh.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. I love a good burger. But you're gonna walk out feeling a little because I just ate a big old fucking burger. You eat some taco time, you're gonna feel like you just ate like 50 vegetables. Like that's how
and
fresh
20
and
minutes
delicious
after
it is.
that, your asshole's gonna be begging for a breath.
But everything about Taco Time is like it's so well done. Like from the hot sauce to like the crisp on the burritos.
Yeah, this isn't no Taco Bell fucking bagged fucking meat that they're pouring into the thing.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
bullshit.
I love Taco Bell too, but Taco Time is the real deal. Like, come on, we should be sponsored by Taco Time.
I do. I have to give it to them and their salsa and their Mexi fries, dude. Those are
Oh,
like
and that's the
top-
other
it's
thing.
like-
You get a tater tots with your fucking burrito. Come on, man.
right. No.
Oh.
Yeah. Mexi fries. Yeah. For sure. Okay, I'll give it to Taco Time like a little bit, but I'm still to say it's above like some burger chains. I'm a little skeptical.
It's definitely like it's not like it's like a clear cut winner. Like it's in the race for like top quality in a fast food establishment.
Sure.
Like what we have down here, like I think the closest like quality wise, like in the South would be like Raising Cane's chicken, and like it's the same philosophy of like any other good fast food thing. Like they like have like 5 things on their menu: chicken fingers, Texas toast, fries, coleslaw, and like drinks. Like they make lemonade and iced tea. That's it. That's all they have. And it's so good, man.
Does Taco Time, do they have like a secret menu like California?
Honestly,
Burger.
I don't know. I would have to look that up. 'Cause
I don't think
honestly
they do.
don't think so. I don't know.
I don't
They
think
used to
so.
have this one burrito on their menu. What was it called? Like the Mondo burrito or something?
No,
like that?
that's Taco Malar. We're talking about the Big
yeah.
Mexi, dude.
The Big Mexi. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Big Mexi. I never
Yeah.
heard of that.
So it was a burrito that had like black beans, rice. It had tater tots in the burrito.
Shit.
And some other stuff. What else did it have with Justin?
But that's
Can't
like some
remember everything.
Taco. That's like some Taco Bell shit. Like
But no,
Taco Bell
but this
does
was
that.
just like the quality of Taco Time, but in a gigantic ass burrito, and you were just so full, and you felt so good after eating it. You're just like, oh, this is the best burrito. We used to go there after workout sessions.
Yeah, after PT, like in depth, dude. Oh my gosh, we'd get done with like our BS runs to like the Skagit Bridge and like hop in the Corolla, like buzz down to Mount Vernon.
Hop
and get,
in the
like,
Corolla.
Big
Yeah.
Mexis.
For people who don't know who are listening, myself, Corie, and Justin, we've all been friends since God knows when.
Since 9/11.
since
Since
9/11.
9/11,
Literally
that's true.
since
That's
9/11.
literally since 9/11.
Yeah, like the first day.
And so everything we talk about, we've done since the beginning of time together.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why I was really excited to do this podcast. It's like sitting around and drinking with a bunch of my buddies that we haven't really got a chance to like actually meet up and all drink and been able to do that.
When was the last time all of us were together? Just for reference here.
All
three of us.
August of 2016, maybe.
I feel like we were at my house hanging out in the basement.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, that definitely rings a bell.
All three of us.
Honestly, I can't even remember.
Yeah, it was after a barbecue.
I've seen Patrick I see Patrick every time I come home, at least once. But I just don't remember if you're there too with me or not. I just can't remember.
Well, I know. Last time I was home, I had Quintana and Russell there, so we didn't do a bunch of stuff. And Corie, you were on deployment, I think. So
no, this was right before deployment. No, I was on my little spiel right before.
Your underway.
I was on underway right before deployment. So
that was
I had that month of May where I was off, and I came home.
I was actually home exactly a year ago. Like, this is for my birthday last year. Yeah, April last year.
Crazy how
either way, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So another fast food thing I wanted to bring up. You guys remember Judy's Lunchbox?
Dude.
Oh shit.
Is that thing still around? Like,
I don't know. I haven't seen it since I've been back in town.
That was like a Burlington staple, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
What was it? What was that burger called? The Big Ass Burger?
Yeah, the Big
Yeah,
Ass.
it was like 2 grilled cheese sandwiches as the buns.
Oh.
What's crazy is that place showed up
lunch,
overnight and it became a hit instantly.
Exactly. That was our after school place. Like we would go there every time.
To be honest,
we did it with Devin a couple times and.
Yeah. I don't even think that should be classified as a fast food. That should be classified as like.
That's like in between fast food and restaurant quality food.
Restaurant like it's serious.
Yeah, that place was so good, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's food truck food. I remember
we always got the Big Ass, but they always had so much more stuff that was so good.
Yeah, they had that grilled cheese sandwich that was just really good. I think it had like bacon on it, maybe. It was like a bacon and grilled cheese sandwich.
I'm trying to think of they had some dessert there that was so good.
Deep fried Oreos.
Yeah, the deep fried Oreos, and they had Twinkies.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and I think you can look up Judy's Lunchbox online, like a .com, and I think they'll show you the next the location that they're at.
I need to see where it is. I'm looking it up.
Okay. Yeah, we got to see if there's one in old Louisiana.
I remember they were by that. What was that place called? Custom Sound or whatever.
Yeah, they would park in Custom Sound's parking lot.
Yeah, so they would park there, and then for a while they were over at the oil refinery.
I don't think they're a thing anymore. Wow, I'm looking at their Facebook, and they haven't posted since 2015.
Oh, man. Maybe Judy's gone out of business.
Yeah, that sucks.
Judy's Lunchbox.
Oh yeah, quick. I forgot to ask. What's everybody drinking today?
I'm drinking a Sweetwater IPA brewed in the ever-loving land of Georgia.
Ever-loving land of Georgia.
Pat, what you drinking?
I'm drinking a Fremont Interurban IPA, keeping it local.
Nice. You know me, I like to keep it simple. As always, I'm drinking a Bud Light. That's my go-to beer. So
nice.
So our goal should be by episode 100, you're gonna get a Bud Light sponsorship.
Wow, let's hope. Dude.
That's the goal. I think the Post Malone's probably gonna get there before us.
That's true.
Order to get an alcohol sponsorship.
You know what?
No,
honestly,
he has the Bud Light fridge in his house.
That's true. You're right.
That's great.
And anyways, he was my inspiration for Bud Light because I saw him on another podcast and he was drinking Bud Light, and I was like, damn, I want to drink some Bud Light. And then I started buying Bud Light.
Yeah, I can't wait for his new album. But anyway, we're getting off topic, I think, a little bit.
I mean, we can.
But whatever.
Keep going. Whatever.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I've heard 2 Post Malone songs. It's just. I know his personality. I don't know the music. Yeah.
Disappointment, Justin. What 2 songs
I'd say
have you heard?
I can't even name the names, man. There's he has a really famous sad song. I'm trying to think of the name.
I Fall Apart.
Yeah, okay.
I Fall
that's a
Apart,
great
Congratulations, and White Iverson are his.
Those are the best
White Iverson is what he was found on. I listened to an interview with him talking about that, and he was he literally made that song and woke up, and he looked at it on SoundCloud and it had hundreds of thousands of
that's the one thing I do know about the guy is he was just a regular SoundCloud rapper, and then like not even like the term overnight, like it was literally overnight.
Yeah.
The
Serious.
dude, yeah, he's like, you're like gonna sell like platinum albums. Like it's wild, man. Like crazy.
His next album was Beer Bongs and Bentleys. Is
Yep.
what the name of it's supposed to be. Yeah, that'll be dope.
I'd say
ready
like
for
the most modern rap artist that's like kind of new that I've like kind of found that Quintana showed me, probably like Action Bronson.
Action
like a similar
Bronson.
story.
Never
Yeah.
listened to him. I don't really
That
listen
guy-
to rap other than Post Malone.
You might like him, Patrick. He's like this almost like a Brother Ali figure. Like this dude was like a New York chef, and like a respected New York chef, and he's like half Jewish, half Muslim. Like his parents are immigrants, and he's like lives in like Queens, and like he was like working in the kitchen, and he like broke his leg. So him and his buddies they're like, well, like since we can't cook, let's go on vacation. So they took a trip to like the Himalayan mountains, and they like took acid for like 7 days. And at the end of them like of him taking acid, and he came back to like the U.S. He's like, I think I'm just gonna start rapping, and he just like started rapping and got signed, and like he's just like he has like 5 albums now.
Yeah,
Like, it's wild.
he does the Ancient Aliens. He got so pissed that Ancient Aliens got canceled that on Vice he'll smoke weed with like he'll bring on a bunch of like celebrity guests, and he'll just get like just high as shit.
Well, yeah,
And he'll
like
watch Ancient Aliens with him.
his
and-
music's good, but his personality, like I love him on Vice, like his cooking shows and stuff are like
Yeah,
out there,
he's a
dude.
he's a funny dude. If you
Yeah.
guys ever watch that Ancient Aliens with Action Bronson, it's just hilarious.
Let's get some of the topics from this week.
Sure.
Thoughts on Mark Zuckerberg, his little hearing that he had with those guys at the Senate and stuff. What'd you guys think of that? Did you see?
I
it
think
all?
the whole thing's stupid.
I mean I know that's
Way to just put out the right there right away. Everything is stupid.
Yeah.
I know that some serious great memes have come out of that
Yes.
entire thing.
Yes,
I know
I
that
agree
is
with that.
number one.
It's
I
been
love
like
the
a
one-
resurgence.
Yeah, I love the one where his face is like they made it like super pale and his eyeballs are like bright orange and he's just staring at the camera. It's like really fucking
No,
creepy.
that's like what they're doing there is they're making like him look like Data from Star Trek.
Mhm.
Dude,
That
he
makes
just
me-
Yeah, I
it
know.
makes me so
just
upset
such
'cause
an
I respect
awkward
Data.
dude. Just so awkward. Like
Yeah, the dude has like a whole team of like sociologists that
But
like
I mean-
follow him around and stuff.
Okay,
Like,
have you seen the movie The Social Network?
yeah.
Okay, I feel like that movie did a really good job of explaining why he is so socially awkward. Because he was so like focused on being successful and getting all this up that he just kind of pushed all his friends away and everybody that was around him just doesn't care, doesn't give a shit about him because all he cares
Yeah.
about is his like being successful.
Well, he might be
Yeah.
like he might have like on the Asperger's like spectrum, like you know.
he might be, honestly.
Yeah.
I think though, like this whole data thing. I mean, to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about it. I do know that it goes to show that like the people that were interviewing him on the Senate didn't quite
Yeah.
understand a lot of what they
Everything.
were at. Yeah, they didn't quite
True,
understand.
but at the same time, I thought they got their point across too because they were kind of like, okay, well, Mr. Zuckerberg, would you share your information, your messages or whatever right now with everybody here in the room?
Right.
He's like, no, I wouldn't do that. Well, okay, so why is it okay for you to do that with every other person on Facebook's profile? Like, you know.
Well, I think
Right.
like hopefully the people that in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong, but like from what I took away, like Facebook and like all these free interfaces that we use, like Facebook, Twitter, Discord, even they have the right to sell information, and they do because that's how they stay free. They use data from us to sell ads, and that's how they make money.
That's okay, and that's fine with the business standpoint, but how do you know he's not giving your information to somebody that you don't want your information going
And
to?
that's where this whole thing gets kind of like iffy for him, is because
Right.
like he didn't actually sell the information to the data analytic firm that like isn't like the big controversy that like was connected to the Trump campaign. What happened was he leased the data to like a research group, like at a university, I think. And the university illegally sent the information to the research firm.
Okay,
so
so I didn't
then-
know that part of the story.
Yeah.
This
so
is
he-
and
so he
that
tried
was
to
that and then Cambridge Analytica, right?
Yeah,
was
that's who the university gave the information to.
right.
So when Facebook found out, they kind of tried to like, I wouldn't say cover it up, but get the data back.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out that the Cambridge Analytica company didn't give all the data back, and that's why it's such a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my post. I'm posing a big question for everybody. Is it time to delete our Facebooks?
So I think that's I don't think people will, but especially people that are seriously like entangled in the whole idea of social media. I don't think that will happen. But what I think is gonna end up happening is that in our generation, kind of on the verge of like the millennial generation, what'll happen is that it'll end up being that our kids kind of will be a little bit more distant, I think.
Right. So here's my thing about it. I don't post on Facebook very often as it is anyways. Maybe I'll share a meme here and there. I'll every once in a while I'll post some stuff going on in my life so some family can see what's going on with me and stuff.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mostly use Twitter and Instagram, and I'll tell you why I like Twitter. I like Twitter because I can just put my thoughts out, boom, right there, bam, thoughts out. I don't have to censor myself on Twitter like I do on Facebook. I have to censor myself a little bit on Facebook.
And I think that's why Twitter has caught on so well, is because very little information is really needed to start a Twitter account. I mean, from when I started one a long time ago, but I don't really use it. But I mean, as far as an email address and a password and a username, you can pretty much put whatever you want.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
again, though, we don't know how much data Twitter's using or anything like that.
Hold that Twitter thought, because I think I have a pretty good segue into a next talking point with this whole Twitter censorship ideal. Real quick, I'm gonna throw my thoughts on the whole Facebook thing out. I think that, and the whole delete your Facebook question, it's like they already have all your information, so it's really like if you were going to delete it, it's either you're going to stop using social media altogether, because almost every app on your phone is collecting your information. You're either okay with it or you're not, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Right.
Like, we're being listened to all the time. It's just, if you're okay with it, you're going to keep using it. If you're not, you're going to get rid of it. But what's interesting about the Twitter and how you're saying the whole censorship thing is like, what I think what you're going to segue into is like, just like YouTube,
that's exactly
Facebook and all these websites. It's like a bigger question of whether, like, even though they're a company, these like Facebook, for example, it's almost not thought of as like an application, but a domain, like a public domain. Do they have the right to censor all this stuff and put their opinions out here on the internet, even though it's their companies? That's what I'm like really interested in.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to segue into the whole sick animation.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yep,
dude. So I'm pretty entangled, and I keep up with a lot of like, I don't know. I watch PewDiePie and I watch like H3 and I watch a lot of those like kind of big YouTubers that are all kind of intertwined. And I know H3 is really big into like their YouTube conspiracy and about who hits the front page and stuff like that. And I think just it's just such a mess that YouTube has created as far as like what they do with creators and what they monetize, and especially with this whole algorithm too that they got going on with demonetization of videos just based purely on, I don't know. It's just such a mess. And
well, I think what's really messed up is like it's moving beyond like the demonetization side of things, and like I don't know if you guys are like big into like the firearm side of YouTube, but they're actually deleting content. Just like they're moving past the point.
I don't watch a lot of firearm videos because I'm just not. I don't watch that kind of stuff on YouTube, but I think that's messed up because YouTube used to be this big platform where anybody could post anything about anything that they wanted at any time. It didn't matter.
Yeah, as long as the content was like, like ethically okay to view on like the standard internet.
Exactly. Like I'm not gonna say like people posting about like ISIS videos and shit. Obviously, they're gonna delete that stuff because that stuff is not supposed to be on there in the first place. That's like deep web stuff, but
I think like a lot too. Like sick animation is not necessarily a big channel, right?
Yeah.
What this YouTube algorithm has done is it's taken these small channels like this that have finally started to create some sort of fan base.
Mm-hmm.
It's just ran them into the ground because they're no longer able.
And that dude's been making videos for ever.
Since we were in middle school, dude.
And not just like videos. He's been putting out like
music,
quality content. That's what I'm gonna say. Like he's putting out quality, like hard.
I'd say like Adult Swim.
It's good stuff.
Adult Swim.
Yeah, he could easily be like picked up for a TV show. And now he finally has like a following. And out of nowhere they're gonna start his content.
And out of nowhere they're gonna start saying, "Oh, what you're posting is not okay." Like it's not. Yeah. Ugh.
Seriously, it's created like a really big mess. YouTube
Right.
is, and
And but the
Twitch
problem
is
with
really
what that I have with YouTube too is there's just nothing else out there right now like it though. That's the problem. There's nowhere, Twitch, yes, but you have to live stream to do that. So, we would have to be doing this podcast live if we wanted to do it on there.
right.
That's until another service comes out that's like YouTube but does it better, we're kind of stuck with them. I think.
Right.
And there are some small websites that are trying to.
There are, yeah.
Like I know, like the firearms world, they're pushing to like it's called Full 30, and their whole thing is like censorship free. It's pretty much like the original YouTube, but it's like, is that going to gain traction? Is that like economically viable for them to like host a server space? There's no.
But then you come to this whole thing where it's like, okay, so everybody moves to this new channel, but then you have the same exact problem, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, to what extent, to what videos are you going to allow to be shown on the internet to the public?
Yeah.
And then it comes to, well, do we want to reward creators for creating good content? Well, yeah, you do, because you want people to come into your website. So it's like it starts the whole thing over again. And right, and like you said, until a website really starts to figure it out, or until YouTube especially starts to really figure it out, or unless you have a team of God only knows how many people sitting there and reviewing personally each and every video as to what's okay and not okay, it's not really going to work itself out, I don't think, personally.
Right.
So I don't know. That's my thought. It's just a big mess at the moment, I think YouTube is. But that's something that every creator on YouTube has talked about at this point, I think.
Yeah. It's kind of a dead topic not dead topic, but
we're
an ongoing discussion.
Gridlock, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. What else you guys want to
We could talk about the new PUBG update.
Yeah, I was actually just about to bring up PUBG. Thoughts on PUBG?
Is that the war update we're talking about?
Honestly, I haven't played it too much since they updated it, but
Oh,
I
so
played it,
they had
twice
the
with you, but
huge. Who was that? Who was I playing with? I don't know if it was you, Corie.
I think we played together and we won.
Yeah, we did. We did win our first duo
online
chicken dinner, which was awesome. That was sweet. I mean, I was dead, but it was still cool.
I mean, you were pretty much alive till like the last couple seconds of the game.
That's true. But yeah, so that was when because right after that was when PUBG came out with that big 6 gig update where they took out all the clothes in the game.
Yeah. What was that, after or before?
I think it might have been after. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't.
After, yeah.
Yeah. They took out all the clothes in there, which I played today, and I didn't. I mean, I obviously noticed that there were no clothes there. I mean, but besides them not covering my naked body, as everybody else should, play, I didn't really notice much of a difference, to be honest. I didn't notice because I think right in that article that you read, Corie, beforehand, it said that they had increased like the spawn of like weapons and ammo and stuff like that.
No, they didn't do that.
They didn't do that?
No,
okay.
that was
because
not.
I was gonna say I didn't notice that at all because of course the biggest building I go into has
well, okay. So the thing, I think they're trying to fix that on the Miramar map, which is like the desert map.
Yeah.
They're trying to fix because it's such bullshit. It's so unbalanced on that map. You go into a big building and there's nothing there. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I think the biggest problem on the Miramar map is like on the original map. I think it's pronounced Erangel. If you don't go to a big city, you can pretty much move from like little village to village relatively easy. But Miramar, if you don't drop to a big area, there's not going to find anything out of those little outhouses.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much forced to drop to a big area, but then you drop there, and you might not find like an actual viable weapon. So it's really like luck based on that map.
Right. Which brings back to the whole. I think they're trying to fix the loot, like spawning, like where it randomly generates, so that it's more fair when you spawn in that map.
Well, and from what I've heard, the new map, the small map that's coming out, is supposed to be excellent.
I heard. Just Pat, were you the one that was telling me that you tested that map on the?
Yeah, so I actually
not done that yet.
I actually got a link through a buddy to do the experimental test server,
Mhm.
And because the servers were down and me and two other people were trying to play, and my buddy's like, "Oh, try the test server, like see if it's open." So he sent us a link, and it was actually like it was a pretty rough. I mean, it's a small map. There's no doubt about it. Like you're gonna find somebody, and you're gonna have to shoot. Like there's just no way of getting around it. It was pretty funny because the test map, because it was in such beta that like there was no furniture in any of the houses, and everything was like not really textured at all. So you were literally playing in like a map with like vegetation texture, and then like everything else was just like a brick, like just a solid color. It was very weird, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. You can get across the map relatively easily. There's a lot of tree cover and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's definitely smaller. It's a lot smaller. That's for sure. But it's going to be a lot of fun, especially when it comes out.
What I'm super interested about that map is apparently like the VSS and the crossbow are actually like super viable because Patrick backed me up here, but like the map is so small. If you shoot, even if it's at someone else is going to be instantly able to come find you. So you want to be as quiet as possible.
Yeah, I mean, you can still like, like I said, it's gonna be pretty small, especially with 100 players. Like, yeah, somebody's gonna find you, and you will find somebody else. When you hear gunshots, you're gonna hear it all the time because it's so small. Yeah,
definitely excited for that update.
Well, did you guys hear about these rumors of a possible Pokemon themed amusement park?
You know, I saw that on here, and I don't. Where do you find the rumors on that?
Honestly, I just saw it on. It was like a little Google News highlight or whatever that popped up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fun.
I didn't read too much into it, like where it's gonna be or anything, but I thought that would be pretty cool. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that
could be like a childhood thing, you know.
Because you could do all like the towns as like separate like little bits and pieces of the amusement park. Yeah, that could be interesting. I don't know how Nintendo.
Pokemon, if you're listening in, better make that map.
Yeah.
Amusement park. I want fire right up in this bitch. That's what I want. I don't want anything else
everywhere.
Yeah, I want to start in Pallet Town, and I want to end. I want to walk through Viridian City. I want all of it. I don't want any of this new stuff. Like, let's get a throwback.
Yeah, remember those like 1,000 plus fucking Pokemon. We want the 150 Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't want like
damn it.
You can release the other Pokemon parks like as the maps released at the games. But if you don't start with like the classics. You're going to piss a lot of people off.
You do what's it called? What's the original area called? Kanto, right? Yeah. So do like a Kanto theme park. Then you do like a Johto League theme park. And then blah, 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 so on.
You better give me an Ash outfit. Cause I'm going to start in Pallet Town at the gift shop and work my way through the park. Like, I'm furious about this now.
Yeah, there better be a guy. There better be 3 people when I walk in dressed up as... Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charizard.
And I get to pick my fucking starter.
And I want cosplaying like scientists and people just like bumping around and like doing like the same pass.
I want a fucking Professor Oak, an actual Professor Oak coming at me. Oh, welcome to my laboratory.
Yeah. And then what would be sweet is if you had random people walking around in like all different types of Pokemon costumes, and then you could have a Pokedex with you. And you could like
that would be pretty sweet.
Put them in your that would be
and like certain times of the year, like certain months, you can only get certain Pokemon, so it'd be like an incentive to go back, really.
Right. Seriously, yeah. And then you keep the Pokedex with you, and you try to collect them.
Wait a minute. Isn't this basically just Pokemon Go, but in?
Well, no, crazy thought though. Imagine if you get like those new like augmented reality headsets, like not virtual reality, but like it projects stuff in front of you.
Right.
And then you could actually walk around the park and like it'd all be connected, so that people could see the battles like through their visors. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that would be sick. So you basically what you have is a Pokemon Go center is what you have.
But it's like you're not looking at your phone. You actually feel like you're in.
You actually are like there, and you can see it in front of you. So really, it's not a theme park. It's just a Pokemon Go.
It's like an arcade almost.
Pokemon, if you need some consultants, you have a solid team. One last shout out to Pokemon. If we don't get like a 3DS 3D remastered Kanto region game, you've lost a fan. I've been waiting for this for years.
Yeah, honestly, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, like you would sell so many copies, and like I don't want it on the Switch. Put it on the 3DS. Put it how it's supposed to be, and I will buy another 3DS. I don't care what it takes. I will buy this. Like you'll make revenue.
Yeah. We're passionate around here. That is
we
for
are.
sure.
All right, guys. Well, we hit the 30 mark. Let's do a quick beer cheer. Everybody.
All right.
Finish number 2
3,
here.
2, 1.
Cheers.
Nice.
I'm on
All right.
numero trace.
Ooh, I have to grab
I
another.
think I'm on like 9.
Dude, okay, so quick story real quick. When I was in Montana for college, we decided to try to go to a rodeo, right? Just because we were in the spirit of things.
Right.
And we thought the rodeo was at like 6. So we just got totally hammered, like drank more beer than I think I've ever drank in my life. And then we go and we realize it's at like 9. And so we're like, oh shit. So we just keep drinking. Dude, I was probably I had 15 beers that day. There's no doubt about it. 15 and like, it wasn't in like an hour, but it was over like, 5 hours maybe, which, so you're drunk and then you kind of just stay there. Oh dude, the next morning was just hellacious. It was awful. But anyway, that's the story of that. I totally forgot about that until now.
Well, if we're gonna hit the 30-minute mark with some stories, I better throw out like my most recent story.
Sure.
Actually, right before we recorded the first episode of the podcast last week, Quintana surprised me with some tickets, and we went downtown New Orleans.
Oh hell yeah!
We saw The Room, and Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero were there.
Hell yeah, dude! That's
wow.
So, yeah, it was my first time like seeing the Room in its entirety. It was the first time. Like going to like the audience interactive experience, I guess you'd call it. And it was, let me tell you, it was bizarre. I've never read up on like when you actually go there, like what happens, but like people get involved, and it was actually really cool. Like first off, again, a lot of respect for Tommy. Like we showed up, and it was like a music venue that we went to, but they set it up for like a theater, and they had a Q&A with Tommy and Greg, and like they just lined up, people would ask them questions, and you get some pretty off the wall people, like me included, when you go see The Room with Tommy Wiseau there.
Yeah.
And so like you have people like asking for like book advice and like screenplay advice like in public, and it's a little awkward, and like they're both like really humble people, and they both know how to like handle a crowd well, which was really cool.
That's good.
Yeah, so like it was like a really cool Q&A. Like some girl asked if she could like have Tommy take her to like her formal for college at Tulane, and obviously he couldn't go, but he was like, oh, I can't do that, but you can come up on stage with us and hang out and stuff. So
nice.
That was really cool. And then the movie was wild.
That's crazy.
Every time Lisa comes on stage, I guess you'd call her the antagonist of the movie, people throw like plastic spoons everywhere.
Why spoons though? Like
I'd have to look it up, but like
what is the connection to that?
I think it's supposed to be like knives, but that wouldn't be safe, obviously. But like the theater is okay with this, like because you get screened before you come in, and like first off, there's like I don't know how many like every Walmart in the area must have been sold out of plastic spoons. Every time she's on stage, like I'd say like people are throwing like a good like 10 spoon handful like per second. They're just chucking spoons, and it's like everyone. It's like a hailstorm.
Jesus.
And every time she's on stage,
that's crazy.
Every time Tommy says a memorable line, like you're my favorite customer, and like the flower shop singer, oh hi guys, everyone's singing along with like the lines.
That's awesome.
Like, I didn't know that the movie has like 3 sex scenes in the beginning, like back to back, and they're like all the same shots too, which is really weird.
Yeah, they're all the same cut. Like
they're all the same cut
of the exact same like scene.
Everyone cheers but they happen like Tommy and Greg on.
They happen like 3 different times, right? Like,
yeah, it's like within the first 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes, 20 minutes are just like the same sex scene. And people are like cheering like Tommy, woo! like the whole time. And
oh Jesus.
So yeah, also like the last fan interaction thing I'll say is when like they start throwing the football around, everyone counts how many times they pass the football. And people have footballs they bring in, and they just start chucking them like the spoons.
Nice.
What? So, this is very weird. This is it's definitely an occult following.
If you guys want to see this experience, you should definitely go see The Room. It was really fun, and it was cheap. It was like $20 for a ticket, and Tommy was there. Like you can't go wrong.
Right.
Anyway, so shorten this up. So Tommy the whole time he's not like in this like VIP room. He's wandering around the back of the theater, just like hanging out. So we kind of were like noticing him. So like Quintana was there. We kind of just got up and just like we bought some merch and just walked by him. And I guess he wanted out of this conversation with the dude he was talking to. He's like, "Oh, these guys like they're gonna beat me up if I don't sign their stuff." And we were like, "Whoa, like we're good." And like like we met Tommy, and he was like, "Let me sign your stuff." And he's like, "Who do I make the poster out to?" And Quintana, he had the poster, and he's like Q, like for his name, and he had a really hard time understanding that. Like he's like Q, and then so Quintana was trying to tell him his name. Then Tommy was trying to ask Quintana what he wanted on the poster. And Quintana didn't know what he was saying because Tommy's accent's so fucking thick. So, so he just like what kind of famous quote? So he just goes, "Q, love is blind, love Tommy," and just like signs our poster. And he's like, "We take selfie." Like he's like, "We take selfie." We're like, "Hell yeah, we take selfie." So like, so like we didn't even ask him. He was just like, "Let's take selfie." And we're like,
Jesus.
Yeah.
We're like, hell yeah, we'll take a selfie. Sure,
we
you
bust
got
the
it.
photo
Man.
out, and we take a selfie with Tommy in like this dark corner of a theater.
Do you have it on your phone?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I have the photo.
Oh, you have to send it, dude. I didn't see that.
I'll have to show you guys. I'll put it in the Discord. But
you said it. I saw it earlier.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time. If you guys are listening, go see The Room. Greg was there, really nice guy, and you can't go wrong.
Oh, that's a sweet story, dude.
Yeah,
Corie told me you met him, and I didn't realize that you actually fucking met him. That's cool.
Well, yeah, and that was all really an elaborate plan because now I have the most awesome caption because Quintana and I look alike. So my caption for the photo is me and my twin met James Franco.
That's sick.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
Oh man.
All right.
All right, let's move into some entertainment stuff like movies and stuff. Since you're talking about movies anyways, it's a good segue. Han Solo movie trailer. Have you seen it?
I've not seen the full trailer, but I've seen bits and pieces, and I hope you guys can let me know. What's it with the Millennium Falcon being in its pristine condition, and why is like the middle part sealed? I'm so curious.
Okay, it's supposed to be. It's a prequel, obviously.
Well, yeah. I know it's like the original shit, but like, I'm curious of like I don't know how like the middle part like it looks like it was designed that way.
I don't know. That's the thing. These little off stories that they're doing in between each major movie or whatever have no
connection to like the
not
canon,
connection,
yeah.
but there's no, like there's books written about a lot of Star Wars stuff. There's a lot of expanded universe stuff out there. These like Rogue One and Han Solo movie they just don't have anything like.
Well, see, that's where I'm
with
confused because I used to be a huge Star Wars nerd, but like when Disney bought them, they kind of picked and chose from the expanded universe what's real still and what's not.
So this is the thing. I guess when they bought Star Wars, I think her name's Kathleen Kennedy. She's the like the head of the CEO of the whole Lucas thing now.
Yeah, Lucasfilms or whatever.
Yeah. She said everything that is in the EU is not necessarily canon, but can be canon.
Okay.
In the future, if that makes sense. So they said so basically that's why they're just taking things from the EU and just adding it to the movie.
What? So
this is the expanded universe.
Oh, okay. I did not know what EU stood for. I now know that it's expanded universe.
So expanded universe is like all the books that they've written about Star Wars, all the TV shows like the Clone Wars and all that crap and the
To be honest, I didn't know how huge Clone Wars was to the actual, like, how crucial it was to some of the storyline.
It's
like, I thought it was just a kid's cartoon that, like, just, you see your kids in front of...
You got 40-year-old sweaty nerds fucking watching that shit. Like,
yeah,
oh my God, I love the show.
I know, I was like, what the fuck? I saw, like, shit on it on, like, Reddit, and I'm like, wow. Like, people really are into that.
I tried to watch it a little bit. I'm just not that Star Wars fan, I guess that makes sense. Like, I love the main movies, love all that stuff. I just can't get into the cartoons.
That's about how deep of a fan I am too. I mean, to be honest, I hadn't seen the Han Solo movie trailer. I don't even know who ends up playing Han Solo. Do we know?
Is he the guy that plays the contemporary to Captain America in the Marvel movies? What's his name? Winter Soldier guy.
Oh, okay.
It's not that guy. No,
not that guy.
No. They do kind of look alike though. They have the same haircut.
All I can say is like from the actors like what that they picked. it's gonna be a good cast. Like
I will say this: Donald Glover,
Yeah.
Childish Gambino, is
Yeah.
playing a young Lando Calrissian,
Lando, and that
which is
looks
fucking
awesome.
badass.
That is badass.
Also,
He's such
Woody
a dude.
Harrelson's
That guy's
in the
like
movie.
seriously talented.
Yeah. And then, well, none of you guys are a Game of Thrones fan. I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, but the chick from that is playing some random character in it too.
Oh.
I just hope like it's better than the first, you could say, Star Wars story.
And it's called the
Offshoot.
Star Wars. They're anthology movies. That's what they're called.
Yeah, because like Rogue One, don't get me wrong, like the ending was incredible, but I just felt like the build-up was so slow.
See,
and
I'm a huge fan of Rogue One. I love that movie. I'm not a big fan of the two new main movies, if that makes sense. The two.
I'm not a
Episode
fan.
7 and 8. I don't like episode.
I thought that
7 and 8.
episode 7 was well done to introduce characters, but episode 8, in my opinion, was awesome. I thought it was a great movie. But I know it's highly controversial, that opinion. But
Yeah, it's totally
Yeah.
split like down
yeah,
the
Patrick,
middle.
what do you think about the
To be honest, I could be a third party like nonpartisan person here because I haven't seen it, but I've heard from both sides. I don't know. I've heard. It's been I don't know. I've heard from both sides that it's good and bad. I heard from serious Star Wars fans. From what I've heard is that they don't really care for it.
Mm-hmm.
From people who are just casual Star Wars fans, like I would consider myself a casual Star Wars fan. I've heard it's pretty good. I'm into Star Wars just for.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
Oh.
you go ahead.
I'm into Star Wars just because I'm not into the whole like the books and the whole expanded universe and all that stuff. That's
Yeah.
kind of just in it for like. I remember when I was a kid and me and my dad went to go see the third episode, and I'm in it just kind of for the nostalgia factor and because I do keep up with the story, but I'm not into like all the crazy details and shit.
Right. I'd say I'm a little bit more of a fan than you, just because I've watched all the movies, every single movie, and then I read the book that went with Rogue One. It's like a prequel to Rogue One, even,
Okay.
and that's called Catalyst. Don't read it if you're not a Star Wars sci-fi person at all, because you'll be bored out of your mind. It's a lot of science, technical terms, and crap. The language in it is really, really like high, like language. I was really surprised by that because for a Star Wars book, it's very, very like highly written, like high level reading.
Okay.
I mean, if you're into high level reading, go ahead and read it. But
Yeah.
it took me probably 3 months to get through the whole book because I had to keep coming back to it.
Oh.
Did you like it at
I
least?
had
Like, do you think it was a good book?
It was good. It was a good book. It shows you what was the chick's name from?
Jen
I can't remember
Erso?
what her name was. Yeah, Jen. It showed what her parents were doing before they got killed, basically in Rogue One. Spoiler
wow.
alert for people that haven't seen that movie. But it showed like, and it showed like, because her dad was like inventing, or he was like mining those kyber crystals, which power the Jedi lightsaber or whatever. It's like a whole backstory to that and stuff.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a good book, but you got to really be into the whole Star Wars universe. Justin, you might like it because I know you've read a lot of the Star Wars books, or you've read some of the Star Wars books. So.
Yeah, I've read a lot of like. What I'm really disappointed with the whole Disney thing is like, I like where they're going with the new story, but man, the original, like the planned ending or the planned continuation after episode, I will say Return of the Jedi is so badass, and they like scrapped all of it. I don't know if you guys are like super familiar with what happened.
I'm not totally familiar with that, but
super cool, really awesome writing, and they just threw it out. Understandable, but let's just say the Emperor comes back, and yeah, it's pretty badass. New Death Star, new Star Destroyers, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Next thing. I got a dog barking in the background. Sorry. So okay, I saw that movie Rampage last night. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for that.
I know nothing about it. You have to fill me in.
Yeah, I know nothing about it too.
Okay, so it's a new Rock movie. The Rock is in it.
Okay.
Basically, what happens is these, like, scientists are making something in space that, like, it's like genetic editing or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And it causes animals to grow, like, gigantic, like, sizes or whatever. And so The Rock is like a zoologist guy or whatever, and he has a pet albino, not a pet. He's not a pet. It's like his friend, albino like ape, and
Is this
like
like
it causes him to like he gets like gigantic, and then like it lands in like the desert and causes like a wolf to become like this gigantic wolf, and then I think it lands in like Florida and makes a gigantic alligator, and they're all like I don't want to spoil anything because it's in the theater right now, but
right? Sounds like
basically
some
they all
crazy
it's
ass,
a
like,
big like
Godzilla.
monster movie. Yeah, it's like a Godzilla movie. Like it's a big monster movie.
Dang. Yeah. I mean, I wish I could
Um,
talk about it more, but if it's still in theaters, we don't want any spoiler alerts.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but
Yeah.
it was surprisingly good. And I'll say
The way you described it, it sounded fucking crazy.
yeah. Well, it's
Like-
not a movie you're gonna go watch expecting like great story and dialogue or anything. It's just a movie you go to watch to purely watch giant monsters destroy a bunch of shit and kick each other's asses, which is kind of fun to watch.
Dude, you know The Rock? You know how much that dude makes? He's like literally one of the highest paid actors in
He
Hollywood.
is the biggest movie star in Hollywood. at
It's
this moment.
insane.
Like,
It's crazy.
he's in
It's-
everything at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of insane.
Well, since neither of you guys have so the Rampage thing, anyways, it's a video game movie, actually. It's based off an old video game that was on the Nintendo 64 called Rampage, where you played as giant creatures and you destroy the city. And, like, the whole goal was to destroy the city or whatever. And that's what it's based off of. Obviously, it has nothing to do with... There's no connection, really, other than the giant animals, but...
Okay.
It's kind of tied to that. You remember when you ever played that game? What was it called? War of the Monsters. Remember it was on PlayStation 2. You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that movie.
You
Game.
would come over and play it. I think.
It was like
Dude.
there was like one dude that was like a giant eyeball,
Yeah.
and then there was
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
giant monkey, and I can't remember all the other ones.
And you
but-
fought in different cities and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that game. And there was like
Dude.
a boss that you had to fight at that very end. That was
Yeah,
really hard
and it was
to fight.
the alien dude at the end. It was
Yeah.
like a brain or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Dude,
That
it
was
was
a fun
all over. Somebody posted it on Reddit and was like, "This game needs to be remastered, like
Dude,
right
totally.
now." Like it was such a sweet game. Anyway, I just kind of reminded me of the giant like alligator and shit.
Yeah.
It reminded
No,
me
yeah,
of
that was a fun game. They had another game too out. I think it was like Godzilla Destroy All Monsters or something like that. And it was like a Godzilla game, and it was basically just like it was almost like a Mortal Kombat game, but with Godzilla like creatures and
like Mothra and stuff like that.
yeah. But you didn't like it wasn't like side, you know how like Mortal Kombat is like on the side and you're battling that
Right.
way. This was more of like a 3D like fighting game.
Oh, so you could like war.
Yeah, War of the Monsters, how that was. You'd stomp through the city, and then you'd, like, fight each other when you net up.
You could use, like, antennas and shit to, like, throw
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah. That was so sick. That was such a fun game.
It was a good game. Okay, so I wanted to ask about you guys about this. What do you think this whole, like, there's a huge, just, like, trend going around of Instagram stars. So they don't really do anything but post pictures on Instagram. Like, that's their whole job, is to post pictures on Instagram, and they get like millions of followers. Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, isn't that just kind of stupid and ridiculous? I think, anyways, that's kind of ridiculous. Like,
You know, I
mean,
think.
Go ahead.
So my girlfriend Anna, she's really she likes to follow like a lot of the fitness people that are on there, and I think that like, yeah, it's kind of hard because I guess they're kind of in a way promoting other people to like kind of be like them, like, oh, go out, run, eat this way, here's my diet,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, and then they get paid for it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, for people to just get paid to go to travel to like certain places and to take these like,
Well, it's not even that. It's just like literally these people get paid just to post a picture on Instagram. Like, oh, here's what I'm doing today. Like, oh, here's fucking thousands of dollars for taking a picture of something. Like, Jesus.
Right. But I mean, aren't they usually like some sort of landscape or some sort of like don't they
I
get?
think they probably usually have some sort of advertisement thing going wrong with them or something that they're promoting. Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that it's not necessarily like unlike YouTube where you're outputting some sort of content that has.
I don't know. I just feel like YouTube takes a little bit more like skill because you actually have to you have to know how to edit it and stuff, your videos and
Yeah, but the same could be said, I'm sure, for a serious Instagram star, quote unquote star.
yeah,
I'm sure the same could be said. I'm sure a lot of planning goes into trying to take
those
the
pictures
perfect
and stuff.
picture,
Yeah, I
right?
guess you're right. Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't think
I
so
mean,
about it that way.
I don't have anything against the Instagram people. Like, props for them. They're making the money. They're making good money.
Mm.
I think my overall impressions though is like Instagram is purely visual. There's no like other around it, and all Instagram stars are super attractive people that get a shit ton of followers because they're hot as shit, and then
Guys are
eventually,
masturbated to him.
yeah, it's literally guys just want to see like attractive women, and like it was cool photography. So you got some good photography, you have beautiful people, and then eventually they hit that like that 10K, 20K mark, and then they start advertising. Check out this product. I go to the gym and use this pre-workout. I use this makeup, and
Yeah.
they're pretty much like it's. I think like a better way to view it is they're not Instagram stars. It's like a pipeline to. It's like they're almost bypassing advertising agencies. They're
Mm.
modeling on their own terms,
right.
and like if they can pull it off because they're fucking tens, like better like, all for them. I think it's like it kind of ties into the whole social media discussion though, and it's like, is it healthy for people to consume that? Probably not, but there's nothing you can do about it.
But I think it also ties in to this because PewDiePie had talked about it too a while back, how it was a big trend for these vloggers, right? These vloggers get so many followers and so many subscribers because they have so much money as it is already, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantasy for us to. It's kind of like we're living through this person. If we can see what they're doing in their day-to-day lives and what their nice cars or what their nice houses look like,
Mm-hmm.
then it's just kind of a way to live vicariously through that person, right? I of course I want to know what it's like to have millions of dollars in my bank account and to be able to buy whatever I want, and if there's this Instagram person or a YouTube star out there that is showing me what that's like, I want to see it, so I'm going to subscribe or I'm going to follow or whatever. So I think a lot of it too has to, if you already have money and you're posting pictures of your fucking Lambo in your 6-car garage, people are going to fucking follow you because nobody has that.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to know what it's like.
Yeah.
So I think that has a lot to do with it too. And
Right.
like Justin said, if you're, everybody wants to have a sweet 6-pack and ripped arms and legs, they see somebody on Instagram that has that, they want to follow and see what that's like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's why that happens.
All right, another movie topic. Thoughts on Jim from The Office directing his first movie, which happens to be a horror movie called A Quiet Place. Haven't seen it yet. Super interested though. Think it looks like a really cool movie. I think the premise of it or the thoughts of it is really badass. I don't know. Have you heard about this movie at all? Or
I've actually heard about it from other podcasts. It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic, like a thriller, right?
There's like these creatures that are like hunting them or something.
Yeah.
But they only attack you if you make like sound or something like that.
Right. I think it's a pretty fitting role for John Krasinski to take that on, being that his role in The Office was almost kind of the same way, where it was all based off of visual cues, I thought that was pretty fitting. I've heard it's a banger. I heard it's a banger of a movie.
It's supposed to be like one of the best horror movies right now. It's got like, the last time I looked, it was like almost 100% on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that.
Yeah, I heard it's a pretty good movie.
It's probably going to be one I'm going to have to check out. Like,
yeah, that for sure. I haven't really seen trailers or anything for it.
Mm-hmm.
I've just heard, from third-party sources.
Word of mouth and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
Justin, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've heard it's good. I absolutely despise the horror genre. I like thrillers though, so if it has like some thriller aspects, that sounds pretty cool.
Why do you despise?
So, the horror genre has actually been making a really good comeback lately. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to that at all. But
yeah, and I've heard that like the quality's gone up, but like the reason I don't like horror movies is like they're predictable, they're cheesy, they can get away with using like ass actors, and it's just not like something I'm like I want to go sit down and like pay money to see. Now if it was like on and people are watching it, yeah, they're fun. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they're fun to watch with like groups of people. They have their place. Just in general, they're like lower on my totem pole, so they don't really like. I would say like any other horror movie is probably gonna pass under the radar for me, but this one did catch my eye because like I've been hearing like all the hype. I like John Krasinski, if that's the right pronunciation of his last name. Great role in The Office. I know he's been doing a lot of like suddenly he was like this kind of like like reserved played this reserved character, and now he's like I'm a like ripped 6-pack Navy SEAL, but like he's around.
Serious?
That's been like his last like 3 roles,
hours
like,
or whatever.
Like that's what he's been doing. But good for him to get like his foot in the door with like the whole directing thing.
Yeah, I thought
that's my thoughts.
I just thought it was kind of funny that his first movie that he ever put out is a horror movie.
Well, yeah, especially like it's a bold move because if it goes well and it gets good reviews, like that's
for sure.
Definitely not the expected genre. Like you expect like I'm gonna like direct this like drama or like, something like that. And
by any chance, did you guys see the new It movie when it came out?
Yes, horror movie passed right over it.
See, you're missing out, dude, because you like Stranger Things, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen season 2 yet. I'm gonna get some hate for that. Season 1 was good. I like season 1.
So if you like season 1 of Stranger Things, you're gonna like it because it's kind of similar. It's very, very similar. These kids are going through all this bullshit or whatever, and then they got this horrific thing going on in their life or whatever.
Okay, I have a question then. So like Stranger Things, I still enjoy it, and it was a good show to sit down to.
Show. And you can consider that a horror show, so kind of.
Like the thing about Stranger Things is like
horror.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but they pandered their asses off to like make the most ultimate 80s like cliche they could. That's like what Stranger Things is. It's like 100% like yeah, like everything about it. Which is cool. It's fun and like
it's very Spielberg-esque movie.
Yeah, definitely. It's something like it's fun, you can sit down. But it's interesting. It has enough of a story to draw you in.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. One of the main characters in it is from Stranger Things. That's nice. Number 1. Okay. Number 2, exact same thing. Takes place in the 80s. Lots of 80s references, culture stuff, going on in that time period. And it's kind of just a big, like, friendship buddy-buddy movie. They focus more on the kids, like, coming together and being friends than they do on the horror stuff. The horror stuff is in there. There's lots of scary scary things. It's not really scary. It's actually really funny. It's kind of a horror comedy movie almost.
That's what my sister said. My sister's like, oh my god, the little kids were like hilarious.
Oh, they're fucking hilarious. They say shit to each other that we used to say to each other in like high school. Like that's how funny it is. So I mean, you would really like it if you watched it.
I'll have to put that on the list.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to too.
Go ahead, Pat.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I kind of been putting it off.
Yeah.
It's not really on like Redbox or anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're putting it off just because you think you look at it and you're like, oh, it's a horror movie. I don't really want to watch a horror movie. Don't, because it's actually got a good story to it, like a really good story. And I've read the book actually too. The book It. And it's a pretty fucked up book.
Pretty fucked up. Well,
yeah, there's a lot of fucked up shit that happens in that book. But...
Pretty horrible. I found that my best luck with horror movies and thrillers in general are necessarily haven't heard of, but have big actors in them though. So like, I think I told you guys about this one that I had seen before, which is called Mom and Dad, which my girlfriend had just.
I saw that on Netflix. I didn't watch it though.
Yeah, I saw the trailer.
It's definitely a watch.
Is that the Nicolas Cage movie?
Yeah, Nicolas Cage has been doing a lot of like projects lately. And they're fucking killers, dude. Yeah. Mom and Dad was crazy shit, and I won't give anything away because it was a really good movie.
Right.
I mean, it was just interesting.
Yeah. I'll have to say, like, my favorite horror series. It's like a fine line between horror and thriller, but like, obviously, I love the Halloween movies, but whatever. But modern movies, the Purge movies are really good.
Purge, dude.
Like,
honestly,
they keep getting better.
Those are like guilty pleasure movies. Yeah. Because
they keep getting better. Like the first one was a cool concept. The second one was good, and like the last or like the third one they put out. I don't know if there's the fourth one's out yet. I think there it is.
You saw the trailer for it though, right?
It's coming out. Yeah. But like the third one was so good, and it was like actually like a thought provoking like. They had some weird ideas in it, and it was well done. Like I was really a fan of like all the Purge movies.
Serious, I would agree with that. And yeah. I'm ready for the fourth.
Yeah, 100%.
Saw the first one, saw the third one. I've seen some of the second one, not all of it. I'm gonna have to go back and watch them though before I see the fourth one again, because like I like the concept. It's a good concept. Like it's not. I can't even consider it a horror movie. It's more just like horror action, or thought provoking.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's what a thriller would fall.
Yeah, it's more of a thriller. I mean, there's a lot of gore, so obviously, there's that part of it, but
yeah.
All right, well, we reached an hour, so let's do a beer cheer.
Sure.
Everybody.
Beer cheer.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Cheers.
Next topic I wanted to bring up, just a quick one. We'll do
Sure.
a couple quick topics, and then we'll probably wrap it up here. But, okay, thoughts on the Yodeling Boy? Have you guys seen the Yodeling Boy?
Yeah.
I
It's
couldn't-
like it's your classic internet meme.
I
thought it was cool.
Dude.
I thought it was
applaud
cool
that
that
kid.
they flew him out to Coachella in like 2 days. Like, he blew up like a couple days ago, and he actually they made it out. They put him on stage, and like he did his whole little spiel.
Who was it that he yodeled with? There was some like a famous person that he yodeled with. I can't remember who it was, but
I don't know the whole story on that. I just know that
I'll
they
have to
flew
look
him
it
out
up.
to California.
Yeah, it doesn't. If you listen to the video, it almost sounds like he's singing like a Merle Haggard, like an old Merle Haggard, like old country song. It doesn't necessarily sound like he's yodeling, but I don't know. I could just be hearing words because I think that's what yodeling is. It's
see,
just
I don't have anything against yodeling because if you ever listen to any of the Cranberries music,
I don't know who that is.
you don't know who that is?
The
Like,
Cranberries?
Come on,
the
man.
lead singer just died. The Irish
Dolores,
woman.
Dolores O'Riordan.
Yeah, like Zombie was a big hit. What was the other?
Zombie.
The other like was
song
like a slower
Zombie, Pat?
song.
Or
I don't-
Linger.
I don't-
Yeah, Linger. Linger's a good song.
Maybe I probably would if I heard it, but the name.
Zombie.
Oh yeah,
What's
okay.
in your
Yeah,
head?
yeah.
Yeah, it's about like the IRA and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Sure. I didn't know that that's the name of the band was the Cranberries.
Yeah, okay.
I guess I should have known. But
It's all right.
Yeah.
We forgive you.
okay.
But yeah, anyways, she yodels in their music a lot, but her voice is just so beautiful that like it fits like perfectly. And she has an
Right.
Irish accent to it too, so it's just like you get the chills from listening to it.
Yeah. From what I've heard is that this fucking yodeling kid has like started a trend of a bunch of kids singing in Walmart. And it's like at that point it's like, dude, the kid set the bar, man. You're not gonna fucking beat that, so just shut your mouth in my Walmart, okay? If I'm gonna go shopping in Walmart, I don't want some
Shopping at
fucking
your local Walmart. I don't want to hear no fucking kids singing.
yeah, I don't want to hear a goddamn 12-year-old kid trying to sing their heart out when their fat mom's trying to film it, okay?
I need to go get the candles. Like, all right, honey. Like,
Why isn't this on clearance? It says so in the magazine.
Right.
yeah.
Oh, they can't read their fucking coupons. Trust me.
Oh man.
Work in retail. I know. I understand.
Well, yeah, like I think like my biggest retail pet peeve is when like the
We all
coupon
went through
clearly
that before.
says the coupon clearly says you can't use it with another coupon of this item, and they try to use two, and you're like, it says right there I can't do this, and like they're like, I need to speak to a manager, so you bring a manager up and like, we can't do this, and they just like get pissed at you, and you're like,
Dude,
sorry, like that like I run like the corporation, like I'll
Yeah.
just, like fucking keep
dude,
myself.
people do that. I had a lady. So what bugs me the most is that when people don't wait, right? I'll be helping a customer, and the customer, like 3 people behind her, will yell about like her eggs being cracked. I'm like, lady, what? You're like not even up here. Like, stop yelling. Like, what? And her eggs are on discount anyway. Like they're marked down because they're maybe sat on
Yeah,
the
maybe
shelf a
they're
little too
broken or
long.
something. Or,
Yeah, they've been in there for a while.
Yeah, and she's complaining that they've repaired a crack in her eggs and she doesn't want to deal with it. I'm like,
Jesus.
what?
What
What
chain do you work at? You work at
expect?
QVC?
Huh?
Fred Meyer.
You work at Fred Meyer?
Yeah, I
Oh,
work at Fred Meyer.
nice. I miss Fred Meyer.
Yeah, dude, but I work at Lake
It's a good
City
story.
Fred Meyer here in Seattle. So if anybody
Okay.
knows that area, dude, you know that I'm dealing with like some seriously weird people, dude. I'm dealing
Yo.
with the Friends of Lake City. It is very odd, let me tell you.
For any homies in the New Orleans suburbs, in the Algiers area, you know about the Walmart on Bourbon. I've never been hustled for a mixtape before. I've been hustled for a mixtape at the Bourbon Walmart. I'm like,
That's
I'm there,
awesome.
minding my own business, and this guy comes like, "Hey man, like check out my mixtape." I'm like, like all right man, like yeah, I'll check out your mixtape, whatever. So I'm gonna start. So I look it over. He's like, yeah, check it out. Look at it, and it's like a CD, like has like a label made, like a track list. I'm like, all right, this is pretty well done. He's like, that'll be $20, and I'm like, no, dude, I'm not trying to buy like your mixtape for $20.
That's what they do.
Like, yeah, I've never even heard it. And he's like, I get pressured the whole way to the store. He's like, they're like jumping in front of me. I'm like, bro, get out of my way. I don't want your mixtape. He's like, this shit fire. I'm like, I don't want your fucking mixtape.
This shit
And
fire.
yeah, and I'm like, I literally avoided that Walmart forever. And the cops just like look at you as you're getting like harassed. They're like, oh, fuck this dude. So yeah,
That's what they do. When I first moved to Seattle, and I was on the University Way, I had my buddies tell me who are your old. You don't take their mixtapes because then they'll just say that you owe them money, like because you took it. Yeah, I never did that, but that's what I've heard that they do. And like literally as soon as go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Literally as soon as you took it, Justin, did they like ask for money?
Well, yeah, I picked it up to inspect it, and they're like, that'll be $20, and I was like, well, trying to give it back, like, no, just pay for it. I'm like, nah, man, like, so I just like walked in the store and blew them off, but like they were there when I came back out too. That was crazy. They waited for me. Yeah, and I was just like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, I'm not trying to deal with you.
You should have just took his SoundCloud, dude. Like, what, dude? What's your SoundCloud?
Yeah, I'll download you on SoundCloud. Just leave me alone.
Well, that's the thing is like it's like a thing down here in New Orleans. They have like the street hecklers and stuff. Like I'm sure you guys heard the famous one. They're like, if you go on Bourbon Street, anyone that goes to Bourbon Street, if they ask you, they can bet you where they have their shoe. You got your shoes. Do not indulge them because it's gonna be a bad time. Because you're probably gonna be drunk and they're gonna be like, oh, you don't know where I got my shoes, and they're like, oh, you got them on the ground right there, and you're like, oh my gosh, and people have known to get stabbed because of these people. Like they'll be like, they'll want their $5 for their bet you made them, and they'll stab you. So don't indulge those people.
So I was like, when I was in Thailand, they told us, because there's a lot of people, you'll have these guys that'll just come up to you. Like as soon as I get off the bus at Thailand, I had this guy just come up to me. You want sunglasses? 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 I'm like, no, I don't want your sunglasses. I have sunglasses on my head. I don't want your sunglasses. And I'm wearing like Ray-Bans. He's trying to sell me some like crappy piece of like Oakleys or something that I don't want.
Fake,
exactly, yeah. But they warned us, don't touch their sunglasses. If they try to hand them to you to like look at, don't touch them, because as soon as you touch them, you bought them.
Oh.
And then there was also like warnings of like if you're walking down the road with a backpack, make sure you're holding onto your backpack, because guys on like motorcycles will just drive by and just rip it off your back and keep driving and steal everything in your backpack.
Jesus.
Thailand was a crazy craze, dude. It was fun. I had a ton of fun there, but it was crazy.
That's nuts.
All right, last topic.
Sure.
Well, I was gonna talk about sports a little bit, but who cares? Fuck sports. Mariners won. Whatever bullshit. Science topics. Okay, I just want to ask like what you guys thought about. I don't know if you saw that NASA's launching like a new 4K moon tour or whatever that you can go on.
Is this supposed to be like a virtual?
I think it's a virtual one, yeah. Or it's like real footage of the moon but you can just view it.
Oh, and you can view it in 4K?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that's pretty sweet, dude.
Right.
Yeah, for the people.
I love that.
Yeah.
My thing is, I love that in 2018, space has become a big thing again. Like
exactly, dude.
Space is starting to become important again.
People are starting to realize that things are a little bit bigger than us here on Earth. I think, and that's awesome. Especially now that we have the technology to be able to like actually go out and explore these places. Like, I mean, the Curiosity rover on Mars is one, right? That rover was only supposed to be on Mars for like 10 years, and or even even less than that, and it's been on Mars for crazy amounts of time, way longer than it's been expected to be on Mars.
Yeah, look at like Voyager 1, it's like still transmitting.
Yeah, dude. It's stuff like that I think gets people really curious and interested. And Elon Musk is definitely himself is.
He's like the pioneer right now.
His cause is crazy.
Yeah. Did you guys see? What was it? Let me look up real quickly. I retweeted it on Twitter.
But Corey's looking that up. I got to give a quick shout out. Everyone, read your Carl Sagan, watch Cosmos. If you don't know what it is, we'll talk about it. But that's your like little Justin.
Not the one with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
No, that one's good, man.
it's good, but he's gotten to become a pretty big douche lately.
Yeah, he's like the Twitter like Nazi now, and I don't like that.
Pretty
Like
much.
my favorite thing is just that like he'll say something like all snotty, and then someone will find like an old tweet while he did it, and they'll just like post it to him.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Like
Anyways.
he'll be like 200 years ago, the word awesome was reserved for like the great
Yeah, I saw that
discoveries,
shit
and then
too.
they'll
I
be
was
like,
what the fuck?
it'll be like, it's so awesome that we can look up at the sky tonight, and it's just like,
Yeah, he's been
What a douche.
yeah.
Anyway, so what I was gonna bring up was there was this like picture that New Science on Twitter, their page, or they post new science stuff. They posted this thing about there's a far off black hole appears to be shredding and devouring a star in space. And it's just like the coolest looking image. Like I've never seen anything like this before.
Is it an artist rendition or is it an
No,
actual?
it's a real picture.
Oh, that's
Oh,
crazy.
really? That's pretty cool.
Post it on
Yeah.
the Discord real quick if
Yeah.
you can.
So let's see it.
Let's see. I'll have to-
That's crazy. I know that for the Falcon Heavy rocket that Elon Musk recently launched like a couple weeks ago, that was a huge thing, and I
Yeah.
think that really got people kind of invested in the whole space race. Kind of like Space Race 2. Yeah, I think this is really Elon and all these private sector industries that have like created the space race and have funded all these different launches and stuff. I think it's definitely created a whole new era, a whole new space race era. Pretty sweet.
All right, I'm gonna throw it up here on the Discord real quick, and you guys can take a look at it.
Okay.
Yep. Ready to receive.
Do it. Oh, it didn't go.
Well,
You got it?
No, it won't go. Oh, maybe because I'm not on the right thing here. I don't know. It won't work. I don't know what's going on.
well, whatever.
I'll just
Either way, I think it's awesome that
let's see if I can do it this way. Just copy and paste.
What were we saying, Pat?
I think it's cool that this whole thing. Things are kind of. Oh, there we go. This isn't an artist rendition. This is like a
No,
serious.
this is like a real picture that somebody took, or they took it with like a telescope or whatever.
Right, or some sort of. That's crazy, and I think too with the new crap. What's the new NASA satellite telescope that they're launching?
Oh, the successor to the Hubble.
Yeah,
I forget
That's
the
what they
name
took
of
the
it.
picture with was the Hubble.
James Webb telescope. I think with that too, the amount of exoplanets that we're going to be able to identify and black holes and all that stuff. I mean, it's just going to be, it's going to be a whole new world. I think
Yeah.
to us. I think it's going to be sweet.
Well, I think in the next podcast we can do a little bit of conspiracy space talk stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, for sure. We
You
could
guys are
really
down for
get
that.
into the little green man if you want to.
Yeah,
I'm all down.
Yeah, that'd definitely be a good next topic. Corie, you have anything else you want to bring up on the scheduled discussion list?
Not really. Gotta find some. Looking out for some new guests. If you guys find anybody that you want to bring on, go ahead, give them a shout
All
out,
right.
tell them to come on. Because
Well, yeah, we'd like to,
come on. We're always expanding, trying to have people come on. I don't care. I'm literally just down to have anyone come on that wants to bullshit with us for an hour.
Yeah, definitely. We'd like to welcome Patrick for his first podcast.
Yeah, dude.
I would like anyone that's watching this, leave some comments. Let us know what you think of Patrick. If he wants to be a regular, Patrick wants to be a regular, so let Patrick.
I'll
have
be
a
regular,
outro.
dude. A
Yeah.
trio.
Sure.
Trio's the dream, dude.
Trio, yeah. Dream
Kind of
team.
like they say on Hot Ones, like this is your plug. Turn to the microphone. So
Yeah, turn to the microphone and let you know what I want to plug.
Yeah.
Well, I don't use social media or anything, so I don't really have anything to plug.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just find you. We can find Patrick here on the Drunken Podcast then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we'll try to get him on more.
Justin, go ahead, plug yourself.
Yeah, plug myself. Goddamn.
Plug yourself.
Yeah.
Go plug yourself.
It was a fun night, guys. those guys, once again, I'm gonna be that guy who's out. Let us know what you guys want to hear. Let us know what topics, any kind of scheduled stuff, anything we can do that's out of the ordinary. Throw that in the comments. You can find me in the comments. We'll get my Twitter in there. We'll get hopefully I can get a YouTube channel up. We'll start doing some more streams. Hopefully, my work tone's back. We can get some more gameplay instead of just, the podcast. But catch me in there, drop comments, and we'll close out with Corie.
All right, you can catch me on Twitter at Codenbright. I'll throw that up on the podcast. You can catch me here on the Drunken Podcast on YouTube. And then on Twitch, you can catch us. We'll probably do some live streams. I don't know. I got to figure it out, a schedule for live streaming too. But
yeah.
You can catch us at twitch.tv/The Drunken Podcast. And that was it. Thanks for being here, guys. And
yeah, that was dope. It was fun. We'll have to do it again.
It was a good time.
Yeah. Every Friday, we try to record every Friday. Post on Saturday. Scheduling got a little fucked up this week, so we had to record on Saturday. We'll be posting probably tomorrow on Sunday. But all right. Well, see you guys.
See you guys. It was fun.
Yeah. Have a good one.
And we're out.